Welcome back. Fire service officials were summoned to the scene of a vehicular crash on the night of Thursday, the 10th of December in Escap, Miku. A motorcycle and a minibus collided, leaving 2 people injured. Fire service spokesperson Stacey Joseph tells us more.
The responding emergency personnel found 2 male individuals lying on the ground. Both patients, who were the riders of the motorcycle, were transferred to the awaiting ambulances for further care. Rapid assessments were done and they were both transported in a stable condition to the St. Jude Hospital. The driver of the minibus and its 4 passengers all stated that they were fine and were left on the scene.
Calls continue to be made for motorists to traverse the roads carefully and to be considerate towards each other and pedestrians. A young entrepreneur and fitness enthusiast will be undertaking a daring feat on Sunday, the 13th of December. He will attempt to climb Mount Jimmy, Pitipito, and Gopito in record time, all in one day. Edmund George is no stranger to making the trek up any of the peaks, but he has never done all 3 in one day with a time limit set. He has decided to take on the challenge in honor of his deceased mother. He says once at the peak of each summit, he will feel closer to her in heaven.
It's really a tribute to my mom, who passed away in December 2010.
Okay, so
being that she was an individual who would take up challenges constantly, figured that it sort of links with my passion and what I do presently, so I would use this as a tribute to her. It would just be a satisfaction from within. I also sort of look at it as I'm going up there to give her free kisses. So I'll be, it's the closest point.
George explains that the climbs will be no walk in the park and that a significant amount of conditioning and training has been done in the lead up to the climbs.
I've done all 3. I actually did all 3 recently, sort of making notes as for my journey on the 13th, which is Sunday, where I could really go hard, where I could take it easy. And challenging the guy's initial time of 7 hours total climbing time. From somebody who's in fitness, it's not something that you just plan this month when you start training for. It's something where your body has you an individual who's constant into fitness and doing stuff like that. Of course, you do other training, which I enjoy fitness. Fitness has always been my passion, so I'm constantly training. And then in September, when I made the decision to take up the challenge, I started doing a number of endurance training, building strength, especially my legs.
To smash the current record set by Julian Tuse and Jason Sayers on the 25th of July 2020, Edmund George will have to complete the 3 climbs in less than 7 hours of actual climbing time. We do wish him the best. Drivers have complained and agitated for the Grand Riviere Road to be completed. Now that the road has begun being paved, the drivers say they are relieved. The president of the Grand Riviere Minibus Association says he believes that had it not been for his cries over the media and that of other drivers and residents, the work would have not been done with such alacrity.
The president of the Grand Riviere Minibus Association, Ed Samuel, says the days of drivers complaining about the Grand Riviere Road causing damage to their vehicles is no more. He credits the complaints made to the media by drivers and residents as being the catalyst for change and speedy work.
And I want to believe also that it was because of the community and the people who were concerned, who were going through a lot, especially those living in the immediate area, affected area, is because of them going to the media and voicing their concern was one of the reasons why you are now seeing the success that now is.
He says now that one phase of the road is completed, the authorities need to be proactive and implement measures that will deter motorists from speeding so much on the new carpet road.
That phase is completed and that phase has been done rather well, if I may say, and we are looking forward that the other phases will be done even in quicker time than the first one, but The road is exceptional, but I think they should be proactive and put a few measurements in place that will reduce the speed or speeding on this road to ensure that there is no fatalities or injuries.
Samuel says, despite all the issues in the beginning, kudos must be given to the dedicated team of workers who saw the project to its completion.
I must commend them. I can remember there were certain times on Sundays, night time, they would stay there to ensure that the job was completed. So I want to say that they have done a good job. All of them who have contributed in whatever aspect of the field they were.
The Ministry of Infrastructure has informed that residents all over the island should be on the lookout for the completion and commencement of roads throughout the various electoral districts. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Thank you, Genevieve. The government of Taiwan continues to assist St. Lucia in the fight against COVID-19. This time, the assistance was given to the office of the mayor of Castries. Nisha Charles tells us more.
The latest installment of assistance from the government of Taiwan to St. Lucia is in the form of face masks, 24,000 to be exact. The donation is earmarked for the office of the mayor and was received by Castries Mayor Peterson Francis. The donation also included $3,000, which will go towards the purchase of educational supplies for students in the Castries Basin. Taiwan's ambassador to St. Lucia, His Excellency Peter Shen, made the exchange and said that the donation strengthens the bond between the cities of Castries and Taipei.
There's a lot of similarity of Taipei City and the city of Castries, and I think in the past, because of the sister city relationship and also the strong diplomatic tie between Taiwan and St. Lucia, there's a lot of cooperation between two cities in terms of economy, in terms of IT cooperation or high-tech cooperation. And I think today's donation is another way to showcase the strong and tight relationship between Taipei and Castries, to show that we are not only good friends in prosperity, we also good friends when the time is need.
In the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, Taiwan was seen as a model country, having been able to control the spread of the virus in a short space of time. Castries Mayor Peterson Francis is appreciative of Taipei's generosity.
Taiwan does not only demonstrate the love for St. Lucia in good times. Taiwan demonstrates the love to St. Lucia in the worst of times. And that is why I'm so happy today that, in other words, we have that COVID-19 who is basically destroying St. Lucia, employment and so on. And they have, Taiwan have come back to our aid to make sure, because they are part of the world. I mean, they have their own problems. They have their own things to say, but they are at the forefront when it comes to St. Lucia and helping us out. And this I commend Taiwan for, and especially Ambassador Chang.
The face masks are intended to be used by city workers in the execution of their duties. For the Hot 7 News, Nisha Charles reporting.
The Recover St. Lucia initiative is a private sector initiative to help with St. Lucia's survival and rebound from the COVID-19 pandemic. Recover St. Lucia includes a health committee, an agricultural committee, and an economic opportunity committee. The chair of the communications committee, Adrian Auger, says important work is being done, and in the days ahead, even more initiatives will be unveiled.
Recover St. Lucia is a wholly private sector business community initiative to address the health and economic situation prevailing in the country due to the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact on the economy. Chair of the Communications Subcommittee, Adrian Auger, says the future recovery of the country is not a simple choice between lives and livelihoods. It is for this reason that professionals across various sectors have banded together to lend their efforts and expertise to the Recover St. Lucia campaign.
We've passed the point where we can say, stay safe, stay home, stay closed. That really can't work anymore because we don't have the resources to just sustain ourselves or sustain our businesses or our communities while people are in lockdown. So unfortunately, we have to find ways to stop the spread of this virus, engage people, which is one of our watchwords, engage people in their own recovery, in their own proactive and preventative measures. We are also looking to enhance the possibilities for speedy recovery of the economy.
Recover St. Lucia is placing particular emphasis on public education and sensitization so that people understand the part that they have to play in their collective economic survival.
One of the most visible activities that we've been involved in is the Town Crier initiative, where we have had announcements and messaging going out to communities, and there we have met people who are very hungry for information, who are endorsing what we are doing with a lot of enthusiasm, and who are also asking us for basic things like hand sanitizer and masks. So in the next 4 or 5 days, we will be distributing up to 2,500 masks, which we are sourcing locally to help local production and to support local business.
In the days ahead, a music video will be released by Recover St. Lucia with several young St. Lucians encouraging adherence to COVID-19 protocols. OJ says for Recover St. Lucia, the proof of the pudding will be in the eating.
We have also launched a number of public service announcements. So the one that's out currently would include Darren Sammy speaking about why he wears a mask, and we've done that both in English and Creole. And there's another one which we've done with Invader, encouraging people. 4, 3, 2, 1. There's also a PSA done with Invader where he's encouraging the use of masks as well, and talking about why he himself is part of the campaign to improve the use of masks.
Recover St. Lucia's national initiative has already identified over $4,000 worth of projects to be undertaken as part of the effort to recover and rebound from the COVID-19 pandemic.
Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.